one of those really exciting moments for us that we often look forward to. It is both a pre-Broadway engagement and a world premiere here at Broadway in Chicago. And we are thrilled to have Kinky. The creativity starts, the commitment starts, the putting it on the line starts with the captains of the show. And we've got two just incredible captains with us today. So let me introduce to you the producers of the show, Daryl Roth and Hal Lauper.
My journey with this started in 2006, and I went to Sundance to the festival, and I saw this amazing little British independent film that had a story with the biggest heart and talked about issues that are very dear and personal to me, things that I love putting out before people in theater, ideas of identity, ideas of risking to find your passion in life, father-son relationships, believing in yourself, accepting yourself for who you are, and most importantly, accepting others. And I think that those are the major themes in Kinky Boots that drew me to it. And the minute the film was over, I ran outside to some strange mountain in Utah that had no cell service, and I called my son in New York, and I said, okay, I just saw the most amazing musical in the making. It's a film, it has musical DNA. It's been produced by Miramax and Disney. Call Tom Schumacher immediately and see if we can get the stage rights. And a year later, after the Miramax Disney organization decided who got what, it did become ours to produce. And I asked Hal Lauper if he would join me on this journey and bring his expertise and talent. And I sent the movie to Jerry Mitchell. There was no one better to lead this charge, in my view. And I thought that Harvey would be the ideal person to adapt this story for stage.
I think it's very relevant for today and the time that we're living. So I feel really proud to be part of this story with an incredible cast. So you'll see when you see it that you still have to have feelings for all of the cast, and that's because of Jerry's direction and Harvey Fierstein's storytelling. So I just feel grateful to be part of it. And yes, I love Chicago too.
It's a magical place for me in Chicago. It really was the place where I was able to see Broadway shows. I came to Chicago to see Broadway shows when I was a kid. And I knew that I had to be on Broadway. I never saw a Broadway show actually until I was 19 in New York City. So this was the place where I got to see them. So to be back here to work with this amazing dream team of people, producers, writers, is sensational. But our story is really heartfelt. I was checking something on the internet today because after we finished the workshop, I took a trip to Northampton. I've been doing a lot of work in London, and I went up to Northampton to visit the shoe factories, and actually the shoe factory that this true story is based on. And I met these people who were so generous to me, and they were so open to sharing their craft with me, and they felt so proud about what it was they were doing. And I thought, I have to put that into the show. I have to give that pride to the cast members. And so I made a lot of videos, a lot of QuickTime movies. I loaded them all into Dropbox, and I made the cast to study them, pictures and videos as we went into the rehearsal process. But what I was looking for, what we were all looking for in the actors, were people who could give you real feelings, real identity, real emotions, and vulnerability. And I found 4 amazing performers. And talking about family, truth of the matter is I've worked with all of them before. I like to surround myself with people that I've worked with before because I can trust them, I can let them fly, and I can guide them to a safe landing. And that's sort of what I feel like I'm doing with the show.
So what attracted you to your individual roles in the show overall?
I get to play the rough and tumble factory worker Lauren, who has been born and raised in Northampton, and she's grown up with Charlie, and really, I think, saw her life being lived like her parents' life and their parents, growing up in a factory town and working at the factory. And at the start of our story, she helps Charlie discover that he can change the product of the factory and possibly save it. And in that suggestion, she becomes an executive, and it changes her life professionally and personally as well.
Right, yes, and I love her character because she gets to be all tough and crazy and wild and crazy. She gets to like be all nuts, and I'm very like kind of straight
Buttoned up.
I'm very buttoned up.
The one thing I liked about the movie, your character, while being the foil, isn't really evil.
No, not at all.
I mean, she's coming from a good place in her heart, but a different place.
Yes, she knows what she wants. She's got her life planned out in her head, as many women do, and she's gonna get it done and the way she wants. And so she's not mean in any way, shape, or form. She's just very direct and to the point and knows what she wants. So.
I was very lucky to receive a call from Jerry Mitchell, just extending an offer to do this. And I read the script and I'd seen the movie. And it's a really accessible piece of work, and specifically to the character. You know, I guess very specifically, I lost my dad 10 years ago, and the character loses his father at the beginning of the play. So right away, I had something to The difference, of course, is that my dad was wonderfully supportive and never made me feel like I couldn't do what I wanted to do. But the story itself is so wide-reaching and wonderful, and a lot of different types of people will respond to it.
I saw the movie and I fell in love with the film, and I fell in love with the character because Lola has the courage to identify what her truth is and live inside of that truth without apology. And I strive to be that way in my life. And so it was very attractive to me to sort of embody someone like that and hopefully have some of it rub off on me.
This is a real classic, very traditional musical in that people, when they can't express themselves in words anymore, they break into song. And you know, I feel so lucky to get to work with rock stars. You know, so far that's my musical theater career. And I just feel lucky in general. It's a lot of fun.
I think this score is going to surprise a lot of people. First of all, it has an amazing hook. Every song has a hook. Every song makes you go like this in your seat, which I think is unusual in the Broadway setting. And I think it's like a nice change from the Broadway setting, which I think is important. But more than that, she does some amazing storytelling. The lyrics really forward the story, and I think it's in your gut. The score does. It's really beautiful. I can't wait for people to hear it. They're gonna see a whole other side of Cyndi Lauper's songwriting.
It's amazing what she's put together. I mean, the storytelling of the music, just like the content of the notes, like that's what I mean, like the way it's written, and then the lyrics on top of it is like beautiful. Touches you, you get chills.
And what's it like as a performer dancing in heels?
I have a whole new respect for the ladies in my life. I like a good heel, and I like what it makes people look like. And I have been slightly unforgiving of ladies who don't really know how to walk in them and who like to take them off and walk around barefoot. And I will probably be a little bit nicer about that now.
Especially in our country today, still in a place of the battle between acceptance and individuality. I think every day that passes, we get closer to freedom in that. But I think this show is continuing to send a message that it's important that if you change your mind and your point of view, you can change the world, and it's one person at a time.